Hey, what's up? This is Joe. I'm in the city of Saltillo, outside of Monterrey, and I wanted to make this video to share with you the trip that I took from Zacatecas through Durango City, a little town called El Salto, way up in the pine forest. Also in this video, I'll be showing you the ride back to Mazatlan on the Espinazo Del Diablo. If you're ever down anywhere near Mazatlan or Durango and you ride a motorcycle, definitely have to take that ride. So one of the things that occurred to me on this trip when I got out on these big open stretches of high desert and riding these crazy ass back roads was just how important actually riding a motorcycle actually is to my state of mental well-being. And I think certainly for me and a lot of my other friends, it's kind of like almost a meditative practice. So this video kind of focuses on that, sort of the meditative aspect of wind therapy, if you will. There's a lot in this video. It's pretty comprehensive, and anyway, hope you guys enjoy.
After leaving Zacatecas, I began heading northwest towards the city of Durango. Most of the ride was high desert, flat, kind of boring like what you see here. But after the total sensory onslaught of the last half a dozen or so Mexican cities that I'd visited, this ride was a good opportunity to just kick back and chill. By the time I got to Durango City, I was totally in the zone. It felt good to be back on the bike and shaking out all those cobwebs from all those cities I'd just been to. So rather than stay and explore Durango, I headed towards one of my favorite towns, El Salto, right off the northern end of the infamous El Espinazo del Diablo. It occurred to me as I was ripping through these sick-ass curves just how important of a role motorcycles play in my life, and presumably those of most of my friends. To be out here on these roads like this, be totally focused, was definitely akin to a certain form of meditation, wherein there's no thinking going on really, and you become completely focused on your surroundings.
This is El Salto. That right there is my hotel room. And this is my hotel. Nothing fancy. This is an old gas-powered heater. That heating element heats up. There's an incinerator right there. Never see that these days. Anybody that's ever ridden the El Espinazo del Diablo will probably know this town. It's just a cool little town before you get into the city of Durango. It's a lot more laid back, a lot more chill. Good sort of a stopping off place. Standing in front of Los Pollos Hermanos, so I think it's safe to say that we found Gus Fring's hiding place. Los Pollos Hermanos. Oh my God. Gus Fring is in here for sure. Last time I was here, there's an awesome panaderia, but she was sold out of almost everything she had. I was here on Christmas Eve. So I'm walking around. I'm gonna see if I can find it. This is the inside, al dentro de la panadería. The inside of the panadería. Muy famoso, ¿sí? Place has been open for 70 years. 70 años. It's got all kinds of delicious looking stuff. ¿Cuál es el nombre de esta panadería?
El Buen Gusto.
El Buen Gusto?
Sí.
El Buen Gusto. If you're ever on the El Espinazo Del Diablo, come to El Salto and check it out. Last time I was here, a couple of days before Christmas, and this town was absolutely packed to the brim. There's traffic all over the place. Absolutely couldn't get around, so I didn't even see this park last time I was here. But there's the city sign. Now this is just cool. They've got a completely unique spin on the traditional town sign with all these rocks, probably salt. I don't know if that's where it gets its name or not, but El Salto. So again, these sort of tin roofs are very common around here. It gets very cold. We're in a pine forest, basically, but once the tin starts to get too rusty, they basically, it looks to me, throw another piece of tin over top of it. Okay, so back in my hotel room, and I got my fire going, nice and cozy. I'm gonna turn this off really quick just so I can show you how to start it. Probably not legal. Not legal in the US, certainly. Maybe not even in Mexico. But first, put the pilot over to the P. Hit the ignition switch right there. That hits the pilot jet. Then on the dial, push it down. And everything explodes. And the whole apartment catches fire and you have to leave.
As quick as I could the next day, I resumed my meditative journey on the Devil's Backbone. Heading towards Mazatlán, where I would meet up with my friend, Scooter Tramp Scotty, and the beautiful girl who I'd met there a couple of months before.
So I'm on the Espinazo Del Diablo. Right now I'm in the section of it that's full of really dense pine forest. As you can see, this is all dense pine forest. It kind of feels a lot like northern Arizona, or maybe even some places in Colorado. But this was an interesting place. I just stopped off to take a leak here. This looks like an old driveway. May still be in use. It doesn't look like it to me. There's an old outhouse over there, fittingly enough. This part of the ride's really cool. There's a lot of houses with tin roofs, with smoke coming out of the chimneys. Old abandoned, decrepit structure from long ago. From the Espinazo del Diablo, I just hiked down here from the road. The main road's up there. See if I can hike down here a little bit. Yeah, right in there. One of the best views of the entire Espinazo del Diablo, right there through those trees. Incredible.
These military checkpoints like this are a pretty normal part of riding around in Mexico. Sometimes these guys can be dicks, but on this day they were super laid back. I actually sat here for a couple of minutes with them, cracking jokes and answering questions about my bike.
It's another one of those views that'll just take your breath away.
As the hours rolled on and my head continued to clear up, I started to develop a sense of inner peace, and I felt a lot of sympathy for my brothers up north who were unable to ride due to the bad weather conditions. I remembered my last true winter in my home state of southwestern Virginia and being incredibly irritable. It seemed like the weather was never going to end. Until finally I got so sick of it that I decided to hit the road full time.
This is the famous sign. Absolutely mandatory.
Back in Mazatlan, I began making preparations for the long voyage back to Florida, where I was due to work bike week on the 1st of March.
I took this one through here. You take any of these kind of roads? See, I took that ship to Guaymas, and you see this road going over here?
Uh-huh. Through Sonora.
That little teeny bastard there.
Right.
Took me over. No, it took me this way and into Chihuahua.
Yeah, that's right around
You taking
the
it?
Copper Canyon. I've not taken it, but it's a famous road.
I don't remember the famous part, but I...
A spark plug from a bike that's running in just a little bit too rich of a condition. This is, you can see on the porcelain piece right here, that's what you're looking at, is this porcelain, if I can get it to focus in. And typically that's going to be like a tan color, kind of like what you can see on the bottom of that porcelain piece, but where it's a little darker, closer to the top, that's what you're looking for. So this is a little rich. I've got another plug, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it in. There's Scotty sitting right there. What up? It's like a storm.
Hurricane.
Storm
Tormento
of the
is
desert.
storm.
So tacos, la tormenta del desierto is desert.
We were a couple of dumbasses trying to figure out the meaning of the name. Actually, it was pretty obvious upon watching the video. It's Desert Storm, in reference to the war with all the soldier memorabilia and stuff like that.
I like these guys Al Pastor.
So we're getting ready to head back to the U.S. We're you know, both I need to be back in Florida.
Are we
for
gonna
work.
hate it or like it? That's
I don't know, man. It's a roll of the dice.
the
You might
people
regret
are all
it.
acting freaked out, man. That's the problem.
It's been a while since we've been back up there.
Americans are a terrified people in general. You see that. They're not
Yeah,
so scared
right,
down here. The people
right.
aren't so scared.
Exactly.
I've seen it on my
Exactly.
I've seen it on my work, stuff I do for years. I've been saying that. You guys are afraid of your shadow. I mean, not everybody. I see it.
Just got some tacos Al Pastor.
One of the things I always tell guys, especially younger guys, I say, look, coming from my age to yours, let me give you something that if nobody's ever told you this, you might want to try to keep forever. And that is always, always, always question authority.
Yeah.
If what you're seeing with your own eyes and your own brain is different from what they're telling you, go with your own eyes and your own brain. That's called thinking for yourself.
Right. Exactly.
A great man who once said it is far easier to con a man than it is to convince him he's been conned. How are you going to find out who you really are and what you love and what your place is in this world? How am I going to do that if I'm just busy trying to be like everybody else or be what they think,
Exactly.
what I think they want me to be?
Exactly.
How am I going to find out who I really am and get to follow my actual heart and not suffer because I'm not doing that? It's like, I don't want to live by your fears.
No.
I don't want to. I know you're scared, but I'm not.
Right. Exactly.
And I haven't got fucking sick and I haven't been scared.
And I'm taking my chances. You know, let me get sick. Like my grandfather, he died, and one of the last things he told me was, yeah, it might kill off a couple of old farts like me, but that's all right. You don't have to shut the whole world down.
You're gonna die anyway.
Hola.
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 Hola,
Es buen, muy buena luz. Yeah, so we're walking around on the Malecon. We're in, where are we? Mazatlan? Yeah, I think we're in Mazatlan, something like that. Costillas?
Cosquillas.
Cosquillas.
¿Quieres cosquilla?
Sí. Costillas.
Okay.
So there's Lily. Hey. Hola, extraña. So yeah, there's this rocky outcrop in Mazatlan. We're on the Malecon, and this is on the Malecon, and this is we're about to have una aventura en las rocas. Hasta luego. Okay, so estamos en la cocina de Lillí. We're in the kitchen of
Hola.
Lillí. Hola.
Hi everyone.
Of Lillí y Fernando también. Y Lily just got this molcajete. I bet a really nice guy gave you that.
Right.
Right. Really nice. I bet
Really.
muy guapo.
A very handsome
Very
guy.
handsome. Por supuesto. She's got my huevos going. And these two make a very good team as far as cooking.
Right.
Sí.
We have huevos con machaca.
Muy buen equipo.
Yes.
Sí. Huevos con machaca.
Sí. Quites,
Esquites, okay.
frijoles,
Frijoles.
salsa de molcajete.
Oh my God. I'm about to eat.
After sharing a rather emotional goodbye with Lily, it was finally time for me to hit the road and start heading towards Daytona Beach, Florida, where I'll be working bike week. I have a feeling we'll be seeing each other again. I'll remain forever grateful for my experiences in Mexico and for my life on two wheels, which to me has added more of a sense of peace and serenity than I can ever repay.